Hi there, it's Beth from scrappingwonders.com, and I have another art journal layout tutorial for you. So I purchased some sprays from Lindy Stamp Game a little while ago, and I had to play with them. And in order to play with them and just see what colors I got, all I did was I grabbed my Traveler's Notebook insert that I have in my Etsy shop, and I literally just sprayed the pages down with each color. So this page is done in the teal color, and I probably could have left well enough alone and just started adding whatever paint I wanted to add to it, which is my acrylic paints. But I wanted to make sure that, number one, they didn't soak into the page and eat up a whole bunch of paint. I don't mean soak through, but without prepping your page with some gesso, the paint will soak into the paper, and then you end up having to use more paint to get a more vibrant color. And number two, I didn't want, because the sprays are not waterproof, I didn't want the sprays to pick up the paint and change the color of my paint, which was probably highly unlikely, but I was really happy to have 2 layers of clear gesso on here because the gesso also gave it a little added texture, and it just made me feel safer. So that's what I did here. I used some Prima clear gesso and a Prima spatula. Now I have to say, at first I had a really hard time using these spatulas, but now it's literally just like a paintbrush without the fuss of having to clean a paintbrush from gesso or medium or anything of that nature. And I really, really love them. I also really love the texture that I can create with them, or the smoothness that I can create with them. So now I grabbed my Prima paint, and this is, I believe it's metallic rose. And you can see here, I just did the outer edges. I really wanted to try and preserve this layer of teal, but I just wanted to make sure that I had still some teal showing through. I didn't necessarily care how much teal I had, I just wanted to make sure I had some of it. And the color scheme for this is based on that cut file that you see me playing there. That is from Wilna Furstenberg. And I literally just had it laying around on my desk, and I was like, oh, this is beautiful. Let me do something with it. So now I'm just doing a quick dry with my heat gun. And then I'm going to grab this acrylic paint in Prussian Blue by Liquitex. It's a fluid acrylic paint. And I thought I was just going to have drops, which is why you saw me drop it. But then I hated it. So I went ahead, and as you can see, there's no more drops. And I painted. What I love about the fluid paint is that it's a beautiful Prussian blue, which I love, but it is a little bit of a transparency to it. And so that makes it so that it's not so overbearing. And that's what I love about the fluid acrylic inks. Then my next step here is I'm going to grab my white Acrotones paint from Shimmers. And these paints are simply amazing because they have, one, a matte finish, and two, they make it so that you don't actually have to prep a page because they have that binder of gesso in them. But the white is also quite transparent, so you can see it's there, and I do have to add another layer to get it a little bit darker, and I could keep adding layers to get this white to be as dark as I wanted it. I didn't want the white to be an overpowering white. I just wanted a base for my cut file so that my cut file would stand out a little bit more from that Prussian blue. Then I added some turquoise water. No, is it turquoise waters? I don't remember which Prima paint that is. But that is a Prima paint in that light blue that I put on top there as well. Now, I actually wasn't going to cut this cut file in half, and I'm not sure what I was thinking, because with the mixed media, the TN inserts, you don't really have to cut your cut files in half like you do like in a regular art journal. But I did for some reason with this one. Excuse me for the yawn. It is super late that I'm doing this voiceover. I don't know what I was thinking, but I cut it in half, and then I was like, oh, well, let me try this glue stick and see how that holds up. And I wasn't loving the glue stick on the cut file, and it's sticking down. So I went back to my old friend, my Tombow mono adhesive multimedia glue, and that worked like a charm. But I really needed it to stick down and flat because I had cut it in half there. So I literally walked away from it for a good 20-25 minutes and just let the glue dry with the block on top of my TN insert, and that worked really well. Then I have this stencil from the Crafters Workshop, and it is all words. It's just a scripty font, and it's about art. And I used my golden molding paste, light molding paste, to just put some more texture on the art journal layout. And then that is it. I call this layout done. I am super happy with the way it turned out. I have almost completed this TN insert, and I will do a flip through once the insert is fully completed. You can grab these inserts in my shop. I will leave the link below. It is scrappingwonders.com/shop. As well as each insert comes with a free napkin for you to use for collaging, which I will also link a tutorial video below in the description box of how to collage with the napkins, and it's absolutely fabulous. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this art journal tutorial. Please give this video a thumbs up. Bye.